Hello, hi everybody. How are we doing? It's okay, Dad. You're being laughed at and being called a boomer by Neil. That's this limey git right here. Because you said the word I can't hear you, so he in his mind is I can't hear you. It's
No, it's
me.
not just that. It's
It
deep. There's
wasn't
more
that.
layers. It's because
Yes.
we were on break.
Oh, oh.
Uh,
Yeah, so this like I don't know, 17-year-old limey git right here was making fun of you. I'm sorry.
17-year-old.
He's such a nubile face. I mean, I could grow that facial hair at 11, so you know. Anyways, and
there are a
come on,
lot of things you could do at 11, Scott,
you're
that you
right.
shouldn't have done.
Just your mom. So
Oh my god! Wait a minute.
holy shit, that does work. Are you 23? You're
I'm
23?
20. I'm 24.
Oh, thank God. What month? No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, anyways, let's jump back into it. Yeah, let's actually jump over to the proper map overlay, so we can actually look at what this place looks like that your characters would be arriving in. Oh, and I think that I know what room you wanted to stop in there. What's your name? Oh, I didn't make a token for. That's right. I can do that as we go.
I would inform him. I'd inform them like the differences about him. The fact that he's more, like he's more put together now, likely more agile, stronger, that sort of thing.
So just so everybody's clear,
massive.
this first room here is the one that we talked about. The guards having gone in and kind of like waiting before, like fearfully.
Where the fuck
Last
are?
time
Oh, there
came
we
through
are.
Here, they would have come back and around this whole area. There's a whole thing that transpired here. My Patreon PCs know exactly what they had to fight in these areas and how horrifying it was. This pool room here was the one that was described to you in your throne room by a certain boy. We haven't heard from him since he was giving a lot of alcohol, so I hope he's doing well. Yeah. And let's see. Then it kind of like continues on from there, but we're going to stop in this room because I believe this is where Tesh wanted to stop before. While you guys start talking, I'm going to start trying to get together a little thing for Heathgard. Okay.
All right. He is doing a lot better than he was last time. Just be aware of that. It's no longer the decrepit thing we saw the first time we were here.
Lovely.
Thought you should know.
For the best.
What is the plan?
I thought we were to put an end to the creature.
Perhaps we could speak to him. Tell him that there is no cure. I myself have never heard of an undead becoming, well, undead.
I will be here, but I cannot be involved in the conversation. I will respond if questions are asked, that sort of thing. But I can't.
Very well.
Do you have something you wish to ask it? He'll look to both of you.
I would like to offer him a swift death.
I don't think he'll take you up on that.
He is the last vestige of a curse that we have broken on a deer. That curse's time is done, and so is his. No mortal person gets to live forever.
I ask that if the situation should allow it, and he does not attack first, if you are going to initiate combat, give me a look, allowing me to apologize, and then do what you plan to do.
Very well. These guards stay behind one and I. This creature is, well, we are unsure of his capabilities, and it will do you no good should you fall. You must survive the fight if you wish for your people to gain the benefit.
I have a feeling that this creature, whatever it... he says, I have a feeling that this Nankaro will be familiar with the fact that I have done what I've done, and if I die in this fight, if I should fall this day, that he would still uphold his end of the bargain. I'm not afraid of my death if it brings an ease of suffering to my people.
It'd be rather difficult for me to explain to your soldiers outside, though, so...
Fair point.
Val would position himself next to one, because I have a spell ready to aid should things hit the fan. To aid, I swear.
I remind you guys that in this room that you're in right now, as you're kind of like having this conversation, there is like a bit of there's the well of water. The water seems to run upwards as opposed to down, and that there's like a bit of an internal glow to this water here. You were told not to dunk into it because obviously that would not be very wise. But I don't know if you guys interact with it at all.
I thought I did mention that they managed to bring someone back to life in this water last time we were here, but not to touch it. Yeah, I said not to touch it because it will also kill you.
Well, that was sort of submerged in it before, but yeah.
Yeah. So do not enter the water. Should someone fall, we can attempt to save them by submerging them in this water. I do not know if it will work.
Well, best of luck. Wherein would head forward to speak to you. Old Noel. Dead face. Old Mole, dead face.
Okay.
Oh, Ahmed.
I was doing the same thing as you were saying that.
Okay.
So you guys are, of course, going to walk in there. Now, my apologies. I just want to be clear of exactly the plan. You want one, and you want wherein to walk in first.
Can you turn your volume up a little, Scott?
My volume?
Mm.
My either turn yourself or them a touch down. Really? That's funny. Okay.
I turn yourself up a teeny bit.
Oh, okay. Hey, somebody wants me louder? Wow.
Oh God, what have you done?
I went up by almost a whole decibel. Let's see if that helps. Anyways,
Just wait for the scream that it will come at some point.
I'm actually going to be working on trying to stop myself from peaking. I've actually already fiddled with that a bit, and I'm going to continue to do.
Okay.
Anyway, so moving on. So when you guys are, the plan is the two of you are going to walk in first, and you want Heathgart to walk right behind you guys, which is all good and well. But were you staying in this room?
We're heading through to speak to him, aren't we?
Not you. Were you staying in this room, Val?
No, I'm coming with. I'm deliberately making sure I'm within like touch range of one.
Okay, yeah, so you'll be
so when
behind
shit hits
one,
the fans,
and what's
yeah.
his name will be standing behind
Jake's
Heathgart
face.
behind,
No, it's okay. Look, a long time ago, I specifically took a spell that I have yet to actually get to use to help you. Oh no, we used it once.
It's called Power Touch Death.
So as you guys are looking to leave this room, which again we can say like one first because he's the most beefy boy, Rayrin, like right after that, Heathgart right after that, and then Valrin kind of contemplative and right afterwards. Valorant, do me a favor. Roll me actually a what would that be? My apologies. An intelligence check. Your best.
Hey, Percy. Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
I am so sorry. Intelligence makes no sense. Charisma check. I am so sorry.
oh, thank fuck. It's okay. Now I'll roll a 1. Oh, apparently Roll20 saw fit to deload right as I rolled, so I have no idea what I rolled.
It was a 21. You rolled a 17.
Ooh.
Yep, I saw that as well. So it does apply. So with your 21 there, sir, you actually are able to, as you come walking through the area, they're leaving one at a time. As the last one walks and you're going to walk out of the room, literally as you're walking by the bowl of that well right there, you sense something. It's actually strange because it's been almost a year.
Marta.
You have not sensed this presence. As a matter of fact, you had not noticed that you hadn't sensed this presence in so long. You had almost forgotten what it was like to feel this presence with you. And here it is, as you're standing so close to this well as you are, you can feel her presence. You feel her in your minds. You feel her power coursing through your veins. Not just the power that she gifted to you, but her power, like when she first guided you.
Marta?
You say the words, and as we all know, it's not like gods sit there and spend all their attention on individual mortals, right? But you say the word and you feel fluttering in your heart that you believe gives you confirmation that it is heard.
Thank you. I'm just going to continue following.
As you walk out of this room and further into the chamber, you can feel that she is with you, but it's more strained with every step that you take.
Guess he's against the Marta then.
Oh,
As an out-of-game reminder, because Jake was half asleep as it was like 6 a.m. for him or whatever time it was, this kind of thing was also specifically mentioned by Nankaro in his private conversation with him.
it's a place that they can't see or enact on.
Well, it would make sense if you're going to create a godlike being that you have some sort of failsafe or protection against said godlike being.
Well, there was also, my apologies, let me, to be clear, it was specifically said that if you were going off to speak to the martyr, which the two of you were when Grishka had that private conversation with Ankaro, that you would not be able to speak to the martyr as long as you were within a deer.
Yes, which is, as I said, it's the Marta in his dead zone.
Okay.
So, same as always, when you guys first come inside this place, the creature is kind of like off to the side and sitting on its little casket or whatever that it has there. And,
I think that just one quick thing before you start with what's going to happen here. This I am going to send you what Valorant wrote, because he's going to be thinking about that right now as this feeling is with him, just to sort of get a little bit of guidance before things happen.
Okay. Is this going to be on Discord?
Yes, I've sent it to you on Discord.
One moment, sir. Oh, hello. Give me a moment. I am a very slow reader.
Sorry, chat. This is important for Valorant. It needs to happen.
I ate some tomatoes and some celery.
yeah. He just sort of gives a list of what happened in the day.
And some carrot and some cucumber. I think that's it. I have an apple here.
I'm glad I had this ready. So I could just be like,
So you could drop it on Scar, and it's like, no.
ow. I just flicked one of my nails back. Sorry for that image, chat.
Cringe.
It hurts.
All right. So, yep. You guys go walking into the chamber, and as you go walking in, the creature once again looks over at you, and as I've described before, and its movements are never truly fluid, but it also doesn't move anywhere near as erratic as that first time that you had met him, and so on and so forth. So when you're come walking into the chamber, it does not look to you at first. It's one of those things where it kind of like sits up on its little sarcophagus there. And then as you guys come walking in and kind of like filtering in, then it's just kind of like, turns its head suddenly towards you. And then it waits as you guys finish kind of like filtering into pretty much about where I had positioned you. You guys can also move Magister Heathguard if you care to rearrange where anything is to whatever degree. And then when he gets down, it's a quick like hop down and 3 steps up all at once. It's these very quick sudden movements that make it seem like for a moment they're like, oh shit, oh okay, he's just mocking. You know what I mean? Because it's so fast that you think, oh, it's coming out. Oh, he was just moving up. Okay. And he goes and stands in front of the sarcophagus that's there and looks to the 4 of you and says, hello, and thank you again for taking the opportunity to speak with me. I see that you brought another with you. I imagine this is not you choosing to share your throne. This isn't meant to be a meal, is it? He says that, and Heathguard places his hand onto his sword hilt and draws the sword, but keeps it down at his side as to not not follow your orders, but at the same time, he's a soldier.
Heathguard is an ally and a friend. Though it does disturb me that you might think that we bring someone in as a meal.
Previous conversations led to... Doesn't matter. He looks to Valorant and says, have you decided? I know that there's probably not a cure that you can procure so quickly, but have you decided that I may taste the air?
We have made a decision.
You say we have made a decision. His eyes will rest upon all of you there. He's an intelligent creature. Go ahead.
It is our belief that a cure is not something we can make. Recently, an amount of our research was destroyed. Research that could have helped. We believe that a cure is out of our grasp, and it would do you and us a disservice to continue feeding you goats and the like, and allowing you to live in this dark, dull cave for many, many years.
I will speak up, and I will say in Necril, what is your name?
If I remember correctly, you spoke to it in Necril before, and it did not understand you.
It did. It spoke a mixture of the both.
That's right. Of Necril and Mull before.
Yep.
That's right. My apologies. I had it written down forever ago. Vrak Rakal Rain.
It's some name. Tell me, why does Nankaro want you dead?
Think of it as a child upset with its parents, rebelling.
Does it look smug, or is that just you?
It looks smug. And that is just
Is that just you?
I have actually resting smug face. So RSF.
Would you care to share a little bit more, maybe? I gather you know why we are here.
If you have come to destroy me, why should I give you the satisfaction?
Well, it is something Nankaro has asked of us, not something we have just decided ourselves.
But you have the look of the decision being made.
The decision is being made, yes.
You changed past to present. Nice.
Is there nothing you wish to say about Nankara? If he wishes you dead, maybe there may be something you want to share. Maybe you don't. That is up to you.
I can say that Nankaru and his sister were meant to be the most perfect creations. We did a good job. We did better than any of the previous iterations.
Previous iterations?
Yes.
What were the previous iterations?
He looks to Valorant and says, "There's one."
And he would say, did he say that in Necril or did he say that in Mol?
He's having that kind of blended conversation. If you're moving away from Perrin, which he learned very quickly, my apologies. He speaks Mull perfectly, but he'll have that like blended conversation. Sorry. It's just been so long since I RP'd in that version of him. He speaks in Mull perfectly. If you're speaking in Necril, it's not super easy for him. It's like he knows the language, but it's not like it's a well-versed language for him.
Yeah, I specifically spoke Necril to him, so
yeah. So I can say he'll say, my apology. I'll say he stays in Necril, but again, it's not a well-versed language for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you went to Spain for like a year and you studied it for a couple of years in primary school, but let's be serious, you don't speak Spanish.
It's like Americans speaking English, right?
In fact, we outpopulate you, so ours is the correct version.
Yeah, you do a lot of things that we do not.
I got guns. They're multiplying.
And you're losing control?
I like
so
it.
much power. It's electrifying.
Fair play. You trump me on this one.
And Boris Johnson will do you true. Better shape up.
You watch it, don't you talk ill at BJ.
Ronnie Way and his bicycle too.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. For all you Zoomers out there, we're singing Grease. It's a movie from like the 60s or something.
Oh.
Anyways. Well, let's ban that mofo.
Already done it, mate.
Already done.
Thanks.
I tried to, and he beat me to it, so I couldn't.
Kudos.
Hit him with the bang club.
All right, I'm sorry. So in Necro, but it's like broken. Like the British speaking English.
You created, and he'll more or less gesture without being so over the top to Valorant.
Wait, you created, as you just said, without being so over the top. Oh, sorry.
Like-
Yeah. So he gestures towards Valorant. He said like him. And what is your verbal response as a character?
You created, and then he kind of like inclines his head and like to Valorant.
If you cannot find a good servant, you create a good servant.
How did you create them? And there were ones before this, before the parent.
He says, "These are answers that you can have in time. But I suppose time is up. A decision need be made. I'm going to try to leave this place. I tried to do it civilly. I asked. I've waited. I followed rules. But I will not. I will not succumb to your decision lightly. I respect you from one ruler to another. I am in your lands now, lands that were once mine."
Is he saying this in a language that Val can
He's
understand?
He's speaking it back in Mull, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I
says-
have no idea what he's saying then.
Yeah.
He says, lands that were once mine. You will make a decision, and we will see how things transgress. May the proper ruler of these lands stand victor.
I am sorry. I'm going to cast a spell on one.
Oh, here we go, boys!
You say, "I am sorry," you got to cast a spell. You don't just get to cast the spell, though, unfortunately.
Okay.
We have to, of course, we have to roll for initiative first to see how things play out.
Oh, well, in the action of like, I am sorry. Oh, no, I had to do verbal, don't I? Never mind.
Yeah, it's one of those things where...
Yeah, it is verbal. Yep.
You need to get that powdered iron into his body somehow. And you are behind him.
I rolled shit. God damn it, I rolled terrible.
What?
That's what I like to hear, boys. You rolled a 14. Or equivocal. I should have peed in that break, shouldn't I?
I mean,
What a fool.
someone have suggested that you could say. I rolled so bad. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the daddy's dice. Thank you.
What, mate?
I what, mate?
There's initiative.
Wait, why has Heath got a null?
Anyways, no.
Wait, so what did he got? No, I would need
He
a
got
4 to match it.
16, yeah.
Wait, no, I don't. Wait, what did he? We don't know what he got. He got something +2.
He got a 14 plus 2.
Oh,
He actually, that is a fair point. You did hide that roll, Scott, that initiative roll.
Yeah.
it's okay.
You can only roll daddy's dice on open rolls.
Oh, you know what? You are completely correct. I should open roll that. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to open roll this guy anyways because he's a boss person. I'm supposed to do that anyways. I'm so sorry. Let me actually re-roll that.
No, you don't get out of that. Look at this little
that's
face.
completely accurate. I'm supposed to open roll that. Thank you. And just to be sure, I'm going to still spend that daddy's dice because I already did for that 2 and make that a 21. Thanks. Thank you, Neil, for keeping me honest. Thank you.
This DM playing his fucking rules just so he can, like you see this, chat. You see
You
this.
keep me honest. I appreciate that. It's good of you.
Like he doesn't have any grounds to re-roll it, and he does. Someone curse that boy.
Good on you, Mike. That's right, guys. Curse. Throwing curses right now would be a great idea.
Curse Scott. Scott alone.
Be a great idea throwing curses right now. All right, so here we go. Things are about to get very interesting. So,
Oh yes, things are going to get very interesting.
So yeah, you can kind of see one of these things. I will say that what's his name there, Valorant, kind of like reaches out and casts a spell on one to make one larger, and literally as you're casting that spell, that triggers initiative. So
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't roll initiative, did you? Oh, you just
I did.
Many.
Oh, I didn't. My
Sorry,
bad.
I got you. Wow.
It's been so long since I've had a mini.
It's been 84 years.
I legitimately think it's been over like 4 months since I've had a mini.
It's been a long time.
Been a long time. So yeah, You guys are you reach out, you cast that spell on one. It's one of those things where as you're casting that spell, as you're just like in the name of the martyr, and you like reach out to cast that spell, you can literally feel the magic energies leaving your hand as this creature bursts forward with incredible speed. As I've said time and time again, he has incredible speed as he bursts forward to take an attack. Literally, he's coming up and doing these thrashes as one is starting to enlarge in size. So he's going to step forward, and I mean, one is the person he. Just because I understand that one's about to become a bigger size, I'm going to attack wherein so one can have the mechanical 4 squares to get bigger. That's my decision. So rip wherein, blame Valorant. He burst up in a ridiculous amount of speed. It's realistically barely even a step for him. And he's going to attack you with claws that do. Here we go. Slash roll 1d20 plus. Does 19 hit?
I have an AC of 18.
Okay, so that does hit, and it does this much damage. You take 9 points of damage, and, sir, you gain 1 point of bleed. What that means is that every round at the beginning of your turn, unless you receive some magical healing or make a healing check against yourself, you will continue to bleed 1 health point on your turn. So he steps forward in that very quick thrust.
What sort of damage is he dealing?
It is, my apologies, to be very clear here, slashing damage.
Okay, so 6 points of damage.
Your armor, I think, is against piercing.
Oh, I thought you meant that it stops.
Oh, you were correct. No, hold on. Wait, I think I said this backwards to you. Because let's aside for a second. We designed this armor based off of historical correctness of what actual padded armor is supposed to work. Quilted armor, whatever. Quilted armor is best at resisting what kind of attacks, Neil? Sword,
blunt and
spear,
slashing.
Or blunt and splashing it resists, but not piercing.
Hello.
Neil.
You're so cute.
So you're saying that a rapier would thrust through your armor easily, but like when we did that,
It's far more likely to thrust through than a slash is in fact unlikely to even like cut through it more than a couple of layers, really.
And
unless it's razor sharp.
And the bludgeoning, of course, would be dispersed over the quilted nature of it.
In fact, slashing is probably going to be the least effective.
Yeah, but you don't want to have a multi-tiered thing that's a pain in the ass. So you
exactly.
So then the way it's written on your character sheet is actually perfect. So the slashing damage, like you said, it's -3. You are correct. You still get the bleed, of course, because if at least 1 point of damage breaks through, you still take the bleed effect. Cool. It rushes forward. It does that first attack against you, and then it is actually. I'm sorry. This is going to sound horrifying. Instead of attacking you again, you actually see that this creature, as I've described, having this like big, huge mouth and whatnot when you first came across him, it actually, as it rushes forward in this huge burst of speed and does this huge lash and cuts open your chest, your brand new armor, bleeding you out, you see its jaw unhinges and its mouth starts to open up. And its gullet, its throat, and everything starts to open up, much like you would imagine this freakish way that, like, when you look at a cute little frog, and all of a sudden you see how wide and how massive its throat and mouth can get. It just starts to grow and enlarge in ways that you think are physically impossible, as it's now going to make a grapple attempt against you. This is a CMB against your CMD. I'm going to make that roll right now. I'm just looking at my modifier. Here it is. I'm sorry for this, but we are open rolling. Make sure my modifier is correct. Nope, that's wrong. It's going to be this. A 26.
Plus
Holy
17?
To appropriately grapple you. And so because
he only has to roll a 1 to pass my CMD.
And then he automatically fails. So so anyways, it immediately grapples you and grabs onto you. And now that it has you, it's literally trying to hoist you up to throw you into his gullet. But he cannot successfully do that yet. It is now one's turn. You are now grappled. It is literally hoisting you up and starting to like. It's one of those things where you're like, what the? As it like try to like throw up maybe an arm in defense, and like your arm starts reaching down into its throat. It's just like and trying to like swallow you like a snake would. Except he's not that much larger than you, so it's fucking weird. Next is going to be one. Sorry.
So do I enlarge, do I?
Oh, sorry. Nope, because Valorant hasn't technically cast the spell yet.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's one of those things you can feel yourself getting bigger, but you act so quickly that it hasn't fully taken effect yet.
I have a question which you'll need to answer because I have a feat that requires you to answer me. This Marl doesn't happen to worship Lady Aravel at all?
Worship Lady Aravel? What is the feat that you have?
Gives me a +1 to my AC against all of her followers.
You do not get the +1 to your AC.
There we go.
But you do have, correct me if I'm wrong, unless you gave up this ability as part of like an archetype or whatever, don't you have the ability to like look at creatures and make knowledge checks and know more about them? Or is does that require time? And hey, listen, chat, I've been warning them for forever that this creature has been wanting to eat them for some time. Like I've given so many hints that this creature is going gobble 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 you up. So let's not be surprised by this set of events.
We're not surprised by that. We're surprised by your re-rolling of initiative.
I'm not surprised by that either.
Fucking 17.
Yeah, it's a little scary, isn't it?
It just says I can. What does it say? Where'd it go? Monster lore plus Wismond to knowledge when identifying creatures.
So that's if you make the
it.
check. Look up the knowledge skill for like lore or information really quickly, Jake or Neil or whatever, and let's see if we can find out exactly how that works.
The feat is monster lore.
Okay.
Or the trait or whatever it is. It's part of the Inquisitor thing.
Path, find how to get good DM, who knows. Improved monster lore or normal monster lore?
It just says monster lore.
So it's Pathfinder knowledge.
Got an Inquisitor.
You can use the skill to identify monsters and their special powers or vulnerabilities. In general, the DC of a check equals 10 plus
Action.
monster
Usually
CR
not
for
in most
common.
cases. It doesn't require an action. Oh, okay. So now that you've actually seen some of this creature's abilities, this is what's going to trigger you to be able to make another knowledge check there. What's your face? One and only one, because you're the only one that has any understanding of this kind of stuff. You you, sir, can make me that knowledge check. And it is knowledge for undead creatures, technically a religion. But I think I was going to allow you... Oh, knowledge religion.
No, religion's good.
You're a good one.
Yep. It's my only good one.
26 is actually a really good roll. So to know, identify details about a creature is based off of its DC. So it's 10 plus monsters CR. And then I think it's every 5 beyonds that you learn additional information. So one of the things that you do know, and I think you guys already figured this out forever ago, is this is a white. So an undead creature brought back from like 8 in range or whatever. So this is a white, this creature. Specifically, this is a very unique type of white. You're looking at the way that his jaw's unhinging, the way that he's able to move, the quickness of it, so on and so forth. You can clearly tell about this creature that it has the ability, like its self-being is incredibly strong. It's a high, despite like its tight, taut skin and somewhat frail-looking nature, is an incredibly strong creature. Very high strength score. You can tell that it's definitely going to be resistance to certain types of attack. If you had to guess, magic, definitely. You're going to need to pierce through its DR, whether it be spells or an enchanted weapon. Maybe a specific type of damage too. You can imagine piercing damage does almost nothing to an undead creature like this. It doesn't have organs that it would affect. Slashing or bludgeoning might be able to get through. You're not sure which. Beyond that, you would not be surprised if this creature has the ability to heal very, very quickly. Like, you would not be surprised by that at all. I think that covers everything. And obviously, you know they can swallow creatures whole too. So, Moving on. One is actually your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna swift action drink a potion.
Okay.
Potion of displacement,
Okay.
and then I will.
Is that a thing I put on you? I thought it was. Oh, apparently not. I'm a terrible person. You guys did get Prayer to the Gods, which does mean +1 to your attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks. That was technically a 27 or whatever. And they get -1s, just so you're aware. Prayer to the Gods did take
God.
effect.
+1 to like everything, right?
Cease and
AC as well.
not AC, I don't believe, but yeah.
Let me look it up. It's there. Don't worry about it. +1.
Unless they
Attack rolls,
make it
damage
different.
rolls. Checks.
So in Orcish, obviously he'll say in Vrogar's name, go back to the abyss, you filth, and then he'll attack him with his living metal battle axe.
Do you say that in Orcish or do you say that in
Say it in Orcish.
didn't work. God damn it. The fact that templates do not work between the multiple campaign settings is so annoying. A 12 chance to hit. Unfortunately, because that 19 was for your confirm roll. The 12 chance to hit definitely does not hit.
Oh, that's my action.
Okay. Anything else with your bonus or whatever, or no?
I've used my swift already.
Okay, Swift, I meant. Thank you. Okay, after you is going to be Magister Heathguard. So Magister Heathguard draws his blade. Now, Neil, we've already discussed Heathguard beforehand. He himself also happens to be a Gish, because he was leading a Gish army. So there's no surprise in your mind as he draws his blade and runs his hand up along the edge of the blade, and it starts to glow at the same kind of fashion that yours always has beforehand. Now, it is funny because, well, never mind, you're distracted. You're not really noticing anything. So he runs his hand up the blade. It has the same glowing fashion for a few moments that you've always seen yours able to do beforehand. And he starts to incant a small spell. You guys are welcome to roll me a spellcraft check. Neil, you can do so, but you have a penalty because you're a little distracted.
Oh, what's he doing? No regrets.
Okay. So, anyways, yeah, you are spellcraft 16, spellcraft 23. Are you rolling one or no?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So with your
Have that
spellcraft
trained.
23, Valrin, because again, Rayron, you have a penalty. Valrin, you're actually able to see that he's casting onto his blade there a spell called Chill Touch. You know this spell. It's actually technically a necromantic spell. It's usually used to absorb the strength of your foes as you blast them with a hit. However, it's funny because while you usually use it against the living, it has unique properties when you use it against the dead. It actually has the ability to frighten them. Creatures that are otherwise typically immune to fear. He, after casting these spell, casting that spell and everything, stepping forward, will make his attack as his free action 5-foot step up and go to attack this creature, meaning that he's able to. Oh, it won. Where'd you move to? You were still standing there.
Oh.
I imagine you probably would have gone what, like here?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So he steps up to here and makes his attack. Woohoo! And he hits.
Good.
What point are we flanking this boy?
Oops. I'm good at the D&D. Woohoo! And he does a small amount of damage. As a matter of fact, he, with his enchanted sword, swings and cuts at this creature, and you can actually see that the attack does nothing. It doesn't even pierce the armor. It doesn't pierce the skin. It doesn't harm
Oh
the
god,
creature.
he has spell resistance 5.
However, the creature does still have to make a will saving throw. Because the other part of the spell does hit him. So, will saving throw. And what's this creature's will save? you are. And just to make sure I get over that DC there. Okay. He is able to resist the will saving throw.
He's got a sec.
So you guys also got aid cast on you for wherein specifically. You had aid cast on you. Why do I feel like that's also a macro that just doesn't work in this game? So you get to roll a d8 there, Neil. D8 plus 5.
Ooh, and a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls and saves against fear effects. Uh, 1d8 plus 5. Okay.
So
Is
it has a
that
-1 to
temporary,
everything
sorry?
as well, right?
I'm sorry, 2 at once. Start over.
Is this temporary hit points?
Temp HP, correct. 1d8 plus 5. You gotta make sure you roll that. Yes, Jake.
The creature has a -1 to everything, does it?
Correct.
Did you
yes.
count that for its save thing?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
All right. Next up is Magister Heathcote Wherein. Your turn, sir. You are currently grappled.
Yep.
The creature's trying to swallow you whole. You have a bunch of temporary health points. You have a +2 to your attack rolls. It's you, sir.
It's been a while since I've been grappled. I can't quite recall.
1, you also had 8 of the Martyr cast on you if you want to add some health points to you, sir. 1d8 plus 5. You also have +2 to your attack rolls. There was a second Prayer of the Gods put to you guys. So technically you guys have a total of +4. Valorant has a total of +2. And the bad guys a total of -2. That came in. I noticed it after, so it doesn't apply to that saving throw.
Is it
+2 to
1d8
what?
plus-
Sorry.
Attack rolls, saving throws,
Ooh,
skill
cool.
checks, damage rolls. Yes, sir?
1d8 plus 5?
Correct. Cool. All right, Neil, your turn, sir. I know it's a lot to keep track of. I'll actually make something here too.
Right. Wherein's sword will begin to glow in the familiar color, and then it will flare up with the reddish heat until it glows its familiar purple hue. Let me just add all my additions into temps. It's +2 there, +2 there, plus. So many things to add on, right? Okay, so it is +2 and +2, +2. +4. So we're currently getting +2 from, because we've got so +4, +6, and I got aid, which gives me a +1 on attack rolls as well. Okay, so that is up to
Yep.
5. Okay.
So you boys, sorry, have +3 total. I meant to say, not a +4 total. But yep, cool. You have your math right, Neil. So you have a +3 total. What are you doing, sir?
Raven will spell strike.
Okay.
Which,
so
let's,
reminder,
yeah.
you're grappled. So because you're grappled, so Pathfinder grappled. I think you have to make a concentration check to be able to even cast a spell while grappled.
I think I probably do.
Let's see, -4 to penalty dexterity, -2 on all attack rolls, so your net is a +1. Grappled creature can take no action that requires 2 hands to perform, like casting a spell. A creature who attempts to cast spells or use spell-like ability must make a concentration check DC 10 plus Grappler's CMB plus spell level. So 10 plus spell level, let's say it's a second level spell, is 12, plus their CMB is plus 17.
Okay, right. Okay, so basically you can't cast spells while grappled.
While grappled in the sky.
Okay. Okay, fine. That's fine. In that case, and I can only swing one-handed, I will attempt to stab him.
Okay. You can do that, and you just have, of course, the what sword are you using?
The Black Blade.
Yeah, which is fine because it's not a big sword, so you're fine. Cool. So you make your attack roll. Oh! You don't confirm.
Fucking.
You don't confirm.
Does the crit confirm have all your pluses in as well?
It would have all the modifiers in there. He just rolled a simple 5.
Try and luck it.
All right, it's up to him. You know,
I don't know
27
what the
obviously
DC
hits.
is,
It's
but-
natty 18.
It's only doubling the damage. It's not a shocking grasp.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How many do we know how many we have?
We do not.
Okay.
Neil, you never enchanted your blade, did you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You did it before you even walked in here, I think, actually, so you're good.
No, he just did it. I can do it as a free. It's totally free.
What kind of action? Is it spell-like ability or supernatural? This is actually
Let me-
super important.
Supernatural SU.
Okay, then you can do so for free, as you just said.
Right, okay. Let's just deal the damage on that and pray.
Oh, so you're not trying to luck me out. Okay, cool. So
No.
8 points of damage to your magically enchanted slashing weapon. You harm the creature, but perhaps nowhere near as much as you were hoping to do so. What's that say? Divinatory Strike. When striking, a mega scores a critical hit against an opponent with a melee weapon attack, he can put naturally insight into his foe's strengths and weaknesses, as though he had rolled 20 on knowledge check to identify. So what is your 20 plus your religion check?
Plus religion is +3, so 23.
So I'll simply, you technically get less insight than one got, because one never shared insight, so there's no additional insights you're going to get. You get a little bit less insight than when one got. You can obviously tell by its strength. That's no brainer. You can literally feel it, right? You can tell that it can unhinge its jaw. Again, no brainer. You can literally see it. Your attack against it, you can clearly tell that it's resistance to some sort of attacks here. Again, no brainer. You watched your weapon do less than you wanted it to. You learn that, oh my god, my attack not only barely hurt it, it is literally going to heal quicker than I'm probably going to even be able to harm it. Sir, you also don't forget to take your 1 bleeding damage on your turn.
Oh yeah.
As for statistic insight, I will give you this with that check. Its AC is 21. Alright. After Rayron's turn, what are we doing? Valorant.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Fuck. Oh, no, we don't know what it is.
You on your turn, sorry, Valorant, on your turn, you finish casting your spell. Boom.
Oh, okay.
So that was technically your action, was you had kind of like stepped up, cast a spell, whatever. It kind of all happened fluidly. So that would have been your action. What would you have done with your...
Oh, in that case, I wouldn't have moved that way because I can't move that
Yeah,
way.
that's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. And we'll stop there, like you said, and that's fine. Anything with your swift action?
Ah, crap! I should have swift action drank a potion.
Shield is the swift action shield.
Go ahead. Swift action. Oh, that's right. Ooh, describe this for us, sir. Describe for us what magical item you just used there, sir. Please.
I've used it before.
He's
We've
used it
been
before.
through this. This isn't as big deal as you think. We've been through this. So I will be vigilant.
Scott,
Shield.
right now.
One's like, I'm gonna get this. What?
Hey, they're our allies. It's fine.
I think for the rest of the stream, Jake should stand over his camera because he's large sized. So, anyways, beautiful. And Neil, you're totally welcome to have drank a potion as a swift action. I'm fine with that. All right, it's the creature's turn.
Can I drink this potion?
Whatever you have preloaded, you have very
Yes.
specific potions in there.
I'm running low. I have Cure Medium Wounds, Dark Vision, and Hide from Undead, but I'm in contact, so I don't want to waste it necessarily.
How does touch AC work? Touch AC is way easier to hit than standard AC. So there are
So
like
I was just wondering if it's affected by certain stats, so I can sort of guess.
Yes.
Okay.
So standard AC is like a group of a ton of different options: dexterity, shield, armor, deflection, sacred, blah blah blah. There's so many different things that add to standard AC. Flat-footed AC is everything I just described and a whole slew of things, minus dexterity and dodge. Usually nothing else, but minus dexterity and dodge. I like taking away shield as well, but I haven't imposed that in this game. And then touch AC is actually your flat 10 plus dexterity, dodge, and deflection. That's it. So usually touch AC is one of the easiest ones because, like, what's your dexterity? Oh, a 12? Cool. So it's an 11. Do you have any deflection on? No? Cool. Do you have dodge? No? Well, monster with AC of 33, you have an 11 to me, you know?
Cool, yeah.
And let me actually look at this creature's touch AC. Well. Alright, so,
Thanks for that.
That was either a whelp you can hit it or a whelp you're fucked.
Yeah, it was one of the two.
cool. So, Neil, what potion did you drink?
I don't know whether or not I want to drink it or not because I'm grappled.
You have to do so now because I'm being nice enough to let you choose now.
That's fair enough. I will hold off now. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll hold off.
Awesome. Are you ready for my grapple check, sir?
Yeah.
Since you didn't harm me, I didn't have to worry about you breaking.
I
free.
did harm you.
What did you do? Oh,
Dealt
3?
like 8 damage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You did 8 damage. That's right. So the wounds that you dealt to the creature is healed, and it's completely removed. And the
But I
creature
did harm you.
It was scary. And the creature is now going to try to shove you into its mouth to engulf you. And you guys literally watch as this creature supernaturally takes Wherein, and it's kind of like and starts shoving Wherein like your friend that eats pancakes way too fast, but bigger. Just starts shoving Wherein literally down his throat, literally going into his body, into his insides. He doesn't turn to attack any of you guys or anything like that yet, because he's just swallowing Wherein. Okay, cool. And just starts swallowing. Sorry,
I thought you like glitched there because it was like perfectly the same tone.
Oh, sorry. It just starts swallowing him whole. Whereин's body is 2/3 down this creature's mouth. Like, we're talking literally head, shoulders, body, waist, all in there. You see, like, the bottom half of the thighs, the knees, and the legs kind of kicking, trying to get out. As Wherein, you literally feel yourself being crushed. Like, what you would imagine the muscles of everything inside this creature constricting around you, trying to consume you.
It's not got hands in here. I'm not grappled anymore, baby. Ain't got any grapple appendages.
Good news is you're not taking any damage at the moment. That is the whole creature's turn. One, it's now yours.
Well, I'm going to have to try and damage it somehow. Okay. Give me a sec. What is enlarge is plus? Is it plus 2 to hit, minus 2 to AC, or plus 1 hit, minus 2 to AC?
Oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies. The engulf start is as I said, the grapple attack. Actually, the action to engulf, my apologies, is not me making a roll against you. Neil, you actually get to make a reflex save. It's in your hands, not mine. So I just say I engulf you.
Oh, thank fuck.
You actually get a reflex saving throw to try to resist
Right.
it.
So I'm under the effect of prayer, 2 times prayer, which gives me a +2 on this, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, gives me a +2.
I have to quickly go
Saves.
back. I can still hear though.
And I've also got +1
Reflex save.
reflex save. Nice, right? Okay. +2. Oh, here we go. Nice.
Does this incorporate the +2?
Uh-huh.
Are you happy with
I'm
your 15?
gonna roll a daddy's dice in there.
You don't have daddy's dice, you have luck dice.
A daddy's dice. I'm rolling a daddy's dice, alright? Minus it from your pool.
We'll minus it from your roll. Cool.
Fuck. Also 40 dice, holy shit.
Yeah, they've been trying to give them to you guys for you to use them, but you guys are so cheap with daddy's dice. They've been like,
Look,
like
you
3 sessions now, and you guys are like, we can't use. So you didn't know that you've had a pool
Look,
for forever.
we could end up like we are now, or we could end up like Regicide.
Yeah, successful.
Oh,
So,
what?
so anyways, just saying, is the real thing here. So you, sir, with your 16 total, are getting wriggled down the creature's throat, and it is swallowing you just as I described, until you literally, as you're going down, plant your sword into it at one point, and are able to use that pinned into its like inside somewhere. I don't know, its back, whatever it is, and shove your way out enough that you're still inside of its like mouth area, like your shoulders are like still into its mouth, your arms are still in there, your head's still kind of in there, but your whole body kind of like in the way the creature's holding you, it looks like you're doing a keg stance. The way like your whole chest and legs and everything are still outside of the mouth and kind of like upside down and flat. That's like you're doing a keg stand inside this creature's mouth. If you don't know what a keg stand is, I'm sorry. And so actually you succeeded with your 16.
We all just
It is
googled
now
it, right?
One's turn.
Okay,
All
is
this Google,
aid
yep.
to hit and damage or just to hit?
You have +3 chance to hit, +2 to damage.
Okay, so I'm going to swift action Bane.
Bane requires a saving throw for me, correct? Will save?
No, it's
Oh, your Bane.
Look at Inquisitor Bane.
Your
yeah.
Bane. My apologies, not the spell Bane.
So but before I added that, I had a +3 to hit and +3 damage. Is that what you just said?
Correct.
From these buffs. Okay, so I can change that back to a 5.
Yep.
Not to a
That is
5.
one of the most powerful Inquisitor abilities. It is how you win combat.
It's the first time I've used it.
I know. It's frightening. You got it at level 6, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. And that's my swift, and I'm going to
What's it
attempt
do?
to make an attack on it.
A lot. It's
Okay,
one of
let's-
the most broken abilities in the game, which is why it's one creature type at a time, but an Inquisitor can choose that type in the middle of combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can use it as a swift
It's
action.
what made
which
Artificers
is good.
broken inside Eberron, because they just put on people's weapons. Jesus, that is a chance to
Oh.
hit, sir. Oh my god. Is that incorporating your whole +5 chance to hit?
Yep.
Okay, well, you're
Yeah.
the 24, you hit, sir.
Okay, so damage. What's that?
Is that incorporating the full plus?
No, it doesn't.
Imagine if that was
No.
a
And now
Does
the
this incorporate the +4 chance to hit? Is that +4 damage?
yes, it does.
Okay, cool.
And it is also now the Bane damage.
Yep. Oh, okay, so to be clear, that's a 7. Oh, whoa. How'd you roll so much damage?
Bane is 2d6. I
Oh,
don't
I'm so
think
sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I see now. But why does your Bane have a modifier to it? Why does it say 11?
because when you put it in roll 20 and you add the thing in, it just doesn't take it off for Bane, so you can just -3 from it.
Okay, so yeah.
Because at the moment it says 2d6 +3.
I'm going to adjust on your character sheet, so it's not an issue moving forward.
Yeah, if you adjust it though, it will
can put it in-
mess with the other stuff, I think.
No,
You can put it in melee damage instead.
So
You can put your full one in melee damage, and then just the like generic buffs from say prayer into damage.
Oh, I see what you're doing, because you're putting your generic buffs down. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. That's fine. So we just have to remember Bane is with a -3, and we'll figure out this math in the future. Because I can actually make that better for you, but we'll worry about that later. I don't care about that right now. All right, so there's 8 more damage. So you did 13 plus 8, 21 points of damage. Jesus, and it's magical and slashing. So, okay. You come up from behind with this thing, and you actually swing with the axe. So, does this incorporate the fact that your axe is larger because you're large size?
No. I don't know what that...
Doesn't it give you like +2 strength?
I put the +2 strength in
You know
already.
that you're bigger now, right?
Yeah.
No, you're
I didn't change the damage though.
So my apologies. Let me just make sure I do this correctly. So because you're large size, your weapons do more damage. You usually do what? D8.
Yeah.
So a D8 becomes 2D6. No, sorry. Yeah, it becomes 2D6.
Once more with feeling.
So realistically, you should just have a separate thing set up for you right now. That's just a simple, whatever your attack modifier is, just to make your life easier. Reset your character sheet to normal. Change your, and we're going to do this for like after this round, with whatever attack modifier is, and then your damage is going to be 4d6 plus whatever because that incorporates Bane and everything. So you actually rolled a 1 on your d8 roll there, sir. Could you do me a favor and roll 2d6 for me? Just slash roll 2d6. Oh, hi, Mommy. My dad visited earlier, and my mom visited later on. So minus 1, so what did we say? 20, was it 8? And so 21 becomes 20, becomes 24 points of damage. Cool.
Okay.
So I'm just adding 3 more damage to this. Beautiful. So with your large-sized battle axe, you come up behind this thing and you smash it in its lower back as hard as you can, trying to avoid where it is that Rayward is inside the creature. You can literally see just the sheer blow of this attack as you come up behind it. The creature literally like buckles at its knees and kind of like bends its back inwards as you literally leave a dent in it that would snap the back of a lesser creature. This is no lesser creature. So as its back literally snaps and you hear its spine break, it doesn't fall, it doesn't crumble. It stands there and it starts trying to like move its legs to regain its balance. Its back's starting to like back into place, so on and so forth. It is now, unless you're not done yet.
I'm done.
It's the Magister's turn. The Magister, literally seeing you, huge size, everything. It's one of those things where he saw this creature, like, what the? Goes up and starts trying to attack Rayward's fighting back. Valorant runs his way around, literally sees how massive you are. He's like, what the hell? And then you do that blow, and it kind of like gives him a bit more vigor to then continue his push on, his attack. Prayer applies to him too. Obviously, he doesn't have aid.
Is prayer giving us +2 or +1? Because it says it doesn't stack in the thing.
Oh, I allowed it to stack because I forgot about my
Okay,
own roll.
cool.
That's fine. Your benefit, so he's getting a plus.
Cool.
Slash
I just wanted to check.
Out of curiosity, I get that usually like the scale is interesting when it comes to like tokens and stuff. Can he still go as his big form go through those doorways and corridors?
Technically, yes, but he moves at like half speed or whatever.
That's
it is,
fine.
or
Yeah,
quarter
as long as he
speed. He's
can.
trying to
Yeah.
squeeze his way through. Yeah. Oh my God! I rolled a natty 1 as poor Heathguard. So he tries to attack this creature, and unfortunately, it's one of those things where one's huge and smashes the creature in the back, and he's just like, yeah, and then thrusts forward, and he tries to bite to hit the creature, but the creature with one hand still trying to throw Rayward inside that literally catches the blade with his other hand, and then it's one of those weird things where even though his mouth is full of like literally a body and legs sticking out, one of his eyes like darts and looks at the Magister as he literally catches the blade in his hand and starts trying to apply pressure to it, like twisting. I'm gonna put my hands off camera. Apply pressure to it, twisting it, and you guys, you can feel like the tension in the blade as he's trying to snap it. Let me roll a D100. But the blade is magically enhanced at the moment and is very resistant to such things. Rayron, it is your turn, sir.
Did I get a turn?
You did, remember? You, because this is only round 2.
Oh, that was his turn where he tried to eat Rayron. Okay, got it.
I can't cast a spell because I'm grappled. Right?
Technically speaking, you have to make
You can,
yeah.
but yeah.
It's like,
I
let's say
can't.
it's a first level spell, it's like a DC 28.
Try and get out of the
Yeah.
grapple.
But how do I attempt to break out of the grapple?
A opposed grapple check. So you
Oh,
roll your
fuck.
grapple against his.
So I do my CMD against his CMD.
BB, yes.
BP. But my
CMB.
Oh,
sorry,
CMB, yeah.
your
So
CMB
I do
against
my
the CMB.
+4 versus his +17.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's
I
what's
don't
happening.
have to roll though. You just roll against my D. Yeah, which is not
Okay.
a small number.
Yeah.
My D.
I think the best thing to do will be to simply stab the boy. But let me just... okay, let's do that. Right, Black Blade, one hand, swing.
Oh, hello, again.
This one's an
Oh my
actual
God.
natty 20.
That's beautiful, so automatically hits, as we've already discussed. So does that incorporate all of your +3 to your attack roll?
I don't know because there's so many numbers in there. It's a mess, isn't it? Look at it. 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5.
Oh my God.
So long as you
Minus
have
2.
all your correct modifiers on your character sheet.
Then that should.
Okay, so you have a 13 total, you know the target is a 21.
Yep. Let's roll damage.
Ooh, hello.
14.
It's a really good roll. Okay. So this is what happens. You're being swallowed by the creature. You're trying to brace yourself. Like I said, you shove the sword inside of its throat. It's one of those things where you literally just kind of like hand on the base, like one hand on the base of the pommel, the other one on it. And as you're trying to push yourself out, you're literally thrusting the blade in there a little bit further, and then starting to rock it back and forth from the insides. You can see, you can feel this creature is writhing on the inside with the damage you're doing. It obviously doesn't feel pain. With the damage that you're doing, you can see kind of like with the dim light that you have in there, like a black ichor pouring down from its insides. But it is not letting up its attack at all. It's not letting out any stripes of pain because it's undead. It doesn't feel such things. Anything else for the rest of your turn, sir?
Fuck it, now's the time to try it before it eats me finally. Wherein will fumble with his potion belt and he will pull out and drink a hide from undead potion. Let me remove that from my...
Where'd the thing that was in my mouth go?
I think Norrie says, I'm sure his position carries his own complications too. I'm not entirely sure. If you're referring to the creature, I'm aware of that.
He's referring to Windborne saying stabbing inside his mouth definitely should bypass his armor.
Oh!
Goonie's saying it's probably not the best place to get a good
That's,
arm in there.
But think of it this way. You can't exactly swing inside there, and its armor's probably weaker. They neutralize each other. Input grapple rules. Call it a day.
Hide from undead. Yeah, grapple's a pain in the ass.
Alright, you good?
Yep, so I drank hide from undead, so he's an intelligent undead. So he gets
You know
a
how
single...
hide from undead works, right?
Yeah, he can't see, smell, or detect me via any sense.
Yes, but if there's like an action against it, just like invisibility, it ends. Like if you attack it, it knows that you're there. You're inside of its mouth and you're stabbing it actively. It's like if you drank that potion, it would immediately end.
If a warded creature attempts to channel positive energy, turn or command undead touches an undead creature.
Yeah. Valorant, preload your turn. We're going to give Raiden like 10 more seconds to make a decision, and we'll move on to you.
No, I won't do that then. God damn it.
And now we'll go to Raiden. Alright, Valorant. Valorant, it's your turn, sir. This creature, just so you know, is officially flanked. And now on all sides, you guys are all getting flank bonus because of all your positions. You do get a +2 to your attack roll, Valorant. Don't forget.
So that's
your
+4 total?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm just going to roll it and then add +4 to whatever I get, okay?
That's the easiest way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Call me later, full stop. Holy shit, Scott, you're in trouble.
No. There was a group text that was blowing
So-
up over there, and I was like, I'll read that later.
+4 to that, and then
17.
also...
It's a 21, and this is a touch attack, isn't it?
Yep.
You definitely hit.
Good. Okay. I'm activating the Staff of Curses.
And what are you doing with the staff?
Specifically, I'm activating Baleful Polymorph.
Oh no!
Excuse me.
I'm turning it into a turtle.
Anyone here watch Full Metal Alchemist?
Excuse me one second. Excuse me one second. I gotta, there's resistances against things like this. There are indeed. Excuse me one second.
God damn.
First of all, it's my fortitude save. Okay. Cool. Now, do I have any additional resistances? Let me read this here. Okay.
You always forget that he carries around that nasty ass staff.
Every time I use it, it gets weaker. So I've been resisting using it, so I've still got so many charges on it. Currently, it's at 25 charges, so that's 25 rounds it'll last. Now
Okay,
I've lowered it down to 23, but
unless it always or is baleful polymorph. Let me look that up.
Let's look it up. We're all looking it up.
One creature. Okay, so this requires a small amount of ruling. Let me read this to you. Where are you? Undead. So for those of you that only play 5e and don't understand that undead creatures are awesome, unlike in 5th edition, undead are immune to death effects, disease, mind-affecting effects such as charms, compulsions, morale effects, phantasms, patterns, and so on, paralysis, poison, sleep, stun, and any effect that requires a fortitude save, unless the effect also works on an object or is harmless. Undead are not subjected to ability drain, energy drain, or non-lethal damage. Undead are immune to damage or penalties to their physical scores, such as strength, dex, and con, as well as to fatigue and exhaustion. Undead are not at risk of death from massive damage, because undead creatures are awesome in editions that aren't 5th edition, which sucks. So
would I know this? Because there's another curse I'd choose if that's the case.
No, it's not immune to it.
So
it's not.
What I just said.
Any effect that requires a fortitude save, unless that effect also works on an object or is harmless.
It's harmless.
Polymorph, target one creature, does not also work on an object. So it actually applies, the rule applies here. Baleful polymorph will not work because it's a fortitude saving throw.
But it says or is harmless, right?
It's not harmless. Harmless would be
This
like,
is harmless.
No, harmless.
It deals no damage.
No. Harmless is actually a specific ruling for something like, say, enlarged person. I think falls into the category of harmless. There's a lot of spells that have the category of harmless, which means like you can choose to make a roll, but you automatically usually just don't. Harmless is actually a ruling in the game. So that means that you can't use it because it doesn't work on items. You have to use like polymorph any object. That would work on it. But baleful polymorph would not. As to whether or not you would know this, that's a fair question. You would have to roll me that same knowledge religion check that they had rolled beforehand.
Okay. My knowledge religion's shit.
I would say that with that total there, that you would not know that the spell would not work. So not to steal your thunder, glory, use your things, whatever, but you go up and you hit the creature.
It's with pluses, isn't it?
Oh yeah, +2 to all things. In that case, I'm going to use one of these as well.
Oh, okay, so 16. Sorry, 15. Okay.
Yeah.
16 total. Let me just check something. I would say with a 16 total, you would know that undead would not be able to be polymorphed. Because your spellcraft is insanely high. So I would say that you are aware of that.
Would I then know if blindness, deafness would work?
That's a really good question. Give me 1 second. Because Pathfinder, blindness, deafness. I don't remember what the saving throw is on it. I think it's fortitude save.
Because with that description...
So
pardon?
It would be immune to it.
Oh, so I mean that means then
it says save harmless under the spell, but not under specifically baleful polymorph. It would say save harmless if a spell was harmless, but baleful polymorph is not harmless.
Okay, so neither of those would work, and I know that neither of those would work, and also hideous laughter wouldn't work, would it?
Hideous laughter is actually a will save, but it is a compulsion effect.
Yeah, so wouldn't work.
They're immune.
So he's immune to like everything.
All the stuff that
I haven't fought a construct yet. You don't know nothing yet, boy. You know who fought a construct? My Patreon campaign, and they went, well. It may have been a TPK.
In that case, I would have stayed back one step.
And cast what instead?
Ooh.
Raw damage. That's fair. Okay, yeah, finger at least for. Is there a saving throw?
Reflex save.
Okay.
DC 16. It's grappled by me right now. I'm in its mouth.
Yep. So that actually has a -4. So it actually, because that does apply.
I wish
Yeah,
I could
I know.
make it bounce to itself.
So -2, and because the other prayer has an additional -2, so it has a -4 total. And thank you for reminding me.
This spell's
So
got to
this
look
is
so
with the
cool.
I
Ooh.
I also rolled real shit for damage. That could have been a lot higher.
So I'm.
Oh,
not
yeah,
gonna-
it wasn't
I'm not gonna
great.
Modify that. What's the effect of this spell now that I failed the saving throw?
Okay, so first of all, you take the 12 fire damage. I think it just deals damage. I don't think it ignites them. Let me have a quick look. No, the idea is it would discharge to an additional target if I had one. I don't have an additional target, so
Okay.
I don't get to do the second damage of 6 rather.
Okay. So it's just 12 damage.
Yep.
Okay, let me just double check one other feature. So funny enough, you blast this thing with this blast of fire, and it does singe its body, but nowhere near as much as you'd expect the fire to singe its body. It's almost as though its old,
Spell resistance.
rotted body seems to be reluctant to catch flames so easily. Neil is actually safe. He's grappled, and this isn't an AoE attack, so there's it does not hit him.
No, that's why I chose not to do Burning Hands.
So he's actually fine. Valrin, unless there's anything else with your swift action, that's your turn, and it's now mine.
Actually, now I will move up. Oh, I have to. Can I attack
I
and
would
move, or move
also-
and attack?
I would speak freely and tell you to get in closer because you can.
Oh no,
step
I was
back
going
out
to
during
do
your
that
next
anyway.
turn.
Yeah, I was going to. Yeah.
Okay, so you move up. That's technically a free 5-foot step for you. You still have a move action and a swift action if you can do anything with those. If not, then I'll move on to the creatures.
Been
I
so
don't
long,
think
I
I
can't
can-
remember what to do with it.
I'm just checking. That's an immediate action, but that doesn't do anything now anyway. No, that's one standard action. I don't have anything else that's swift. Nope.
Okay, I am going to try this again. I'm going to spend my action
No, don't eat me,
to try to engulf
Daddy.
Neil. Neil, if you could please, pretty please, roll me a garbage saving throw. Hey, Tesh, do me a favor. Tesh, do me a favor.
Natty 20 ink.
Look him in the eyes. Look him in the eyes, Tesh. No! No!
Ah!
Nope.
Okay. You make your save. Once again, it tries to swallow you. You're able to wriggle your shoulders free and everything. It's finally when it's fed up with trying to swallow you and failing miserably, it literally just kind of like throws you out. With part of that reflex save, not only are you able to stop it from swallowing you, as he throws you out, instead of being like landing, like picking up a child and throw him onto a couch, like landing prone, you actually it's kind of like stumble backwards, and you're not covered in saliva. That's actually kind of nice. And are able to land on your feet where you are currently standing. The
Thank
creature is no
God.
longer grappled. You're no longer grappled.
I hate
and
being
it is actually
grappled.
going to take a free 5-foot step backwards, meaning it does not provoke an attack of opportunity. And
Cheeky bastard.
you can also see its wounds healing. Anything else it can do on its turn? Because it's a standard action to engulf. So anything it can do with its move action. Again, nothing else I can do at the moment. It is now back to one's turn.
Okay. Swift action, protection, judgment.
Okay. Because you.
I
Bane's on
didn't
the- yeah, Bane's on the
remake
judgment.
that.
You're right. Bane's on judgment. You're good.
Yep. I did not do whatever that you were talking about doing because I don't know how to do it.
No. I can take care of that for you some other time in the future. Let's just get through this combat.
That's sweet. Yep, sweet.
So when you
Okay,
roll your
so
damage,
change
just
that
slash
back
roll
to
4d6 plus whatever your modifiers are if you roll damage.
five. Okay.
Hopefully you roll a 1. So I need some ones, boys. I need some ones. Show me some.
We
ones.
don't have fumbles in this campaign, thank you.
Show me some ones so you can miss and I can eat you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'll try and attack it.
You do not have the +2 for flanking, just here. Right?
No, I do not. So it's still a plus 14.
Daddy's dice.
Yeah.
Boom!
You did it wrong. You have to technically press roll luck.
Ah, I forgot
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So it subtracts one.
I'll
Either way,
just
we'll
press it again,
we'll
then?
take the one either way.
We're so used to
Yeah.
not having that button
Yeah.
because our COVID patient just can't sort out.
No, it's the regicide that always has issues because they always update that character sheet. So anyways, yeah. So you successfully hit it. Roll your damage. Just slash R space 4d6 plus. What's your modifier?
12.
What? Plus 12 damage? How's it plus 12? 2 from Bane, 2 from
how about-
Prayer. That's 4. Your strength gives you strength and a half. Oh, gives you 2 handing it. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, this.
All right, so that's roll 46 plus 12. So
I
it's
love
46 plus 12, right?
One just rolled a 6 and still hit.
Okay, so 46 plus 12, right, Scott?
Yeah, sure. What's your strength modifier? As large size.
4. As large side, I don't know.
Is it including your enhanced strength? Strength?
Yes, it is. I got the plus 2 in the 10.
So that's 6 right there, plus 2 from Bane and from Prayer. Where does your other plus 2 come from? Just making sure you.
I have the weapon gives me a plus 1, right?
Masterwork.
That's right.
yeah.
Plus 1 chance to hit, not damage.
Yeah.
So it might just be plus 10. So.
Plus 10.
But you do have a +1 from aid.
I incorporated all that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So plus
It's
10.
so difficult to keep track of all the different sorts.
No, yeah. And that's
Okay.
it's just because we have to make little things to do it. So yeah, plus 10. Jesus Christ! Oh my God. Okay. Okay. That is. I'll allow you to. He's still standing. I'll allow you to describe the blow.
Well, as he releases Rayron and probably steps back really fast, one kind of sees where he's going and just with his axe just comes from that direction on and just cuts him, probably cuts
Sucker
into
punch.
his waist.
Okay. Cool. Cuts into his waist, like leaves a pretty massive, deep wound into his belly, because of obviously, ouchies. You're actually going to see that what's his Heathguard. He actually steps forward. As he steps forward into the way, he's actually going to cast the spell Shield onto. He actually casts the spell Shield onto himself, and takes a step forward. And then he just kind of stands there between Valrin, Rayrin, and him, and has a sword between, kind of like standing opposite. Can't really do anything else because Shield takes an action to do.
Boss is
So-
getting in the way.
And stands there. And it's funny because as he steps up, he gives you that like knowing look, like he is intending to be a guard between you and this creature. That is actually Heathguard's turn. Rayrin, it is your turn, sir.
How do I occupy that man's space?
You can't. It's actually against the mechanics because you too much get in each other's way. Technically speaking, you can run round one. You can use his squares. So you can kind of go here, and you can, if you don't want to provoke an attack of opportunity, here, here, and then here. But then you have to jump over the sarcophagus, which will take an action, and this will more or less be your turn. Is running around like that.
It's too many squares.
Hold on. You can go like this. You can do that, but again, it takes an action to. You have to make a check to be able to hop over that without utilizing your. Or you can even stop here, up on top of the sarcophagus, and swing down.
Oh, do you get a high ground bonus?
Yeah, +1.
Would I have to make a check for climbing the sarcophagus?
Yeah, just because so it doesn't take additional movement, you just have to make a climb check.
Okay.
Or if you try to
Fuck
hop
it.
up, you can make an acrobatics or something.
Climb checks never failed me in the past, right? Let's go for it. Why not? Also, I just took big damages.
So I love the idea that as one's doing these huge attacks, it's kind of like coming through. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if I were hanging out with Josh in real life, he would just be like, "Oh, excuse me, Scott." Like,
On the backswing, he has to duck.
He's a little gnome, isn't he? Right, so I've got a +2 on this check because of aid.
So additional +1 because of high.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Loving it.
I didn't see the result.
Loving it. Loving life.
Didn't see the result. There it is.
I'm
yes!
tempted to roll luck on that because it's probably a DC 10, right?
You go running over and you start trying to scramble up, but you can roll luck if you'd like. You get so much of it.
Does that? Do you have any modifiers to skill checks?
You apply the modifiers. You hop up there. No problems.
I realized that +2 is to damage as well, so that would my other spell would have dealt an extra 2 fire damage.
I think technically it's weapon damage rolls, not spell.
Oh,
damage
okay.
rolls. I'll confirm that though. Neil, and there's a difference because like one works like the way bards do.
Yep. Got
So
it.
anyways, Neil, it's your turn.
Wherein would like to shocking grasp this boy
Okay.
with the free melee attack, with the sword, obviously, not with his hand like that. He doesn't just touch people, right?
Weapon damage rolls. Yep. Go ahead and make your attack.
Right, so let's make my weapon attack first, and I can do this with 2 hands.
And by the way, you're back to flanking again, so that is an actual critical hit.
Oh,
That is-
lovely. That is an actual
Every
critical
time you
hit.
attack, you chance to crit because you're a keen build.
Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it?
I know these builds.
Me too. I like this. See, this is what I mean about Pathfinder is that suddenly martial classes are viable, which is true, which is what they should be. But anyway, right, I'm getting away from myself. Right. Okay. So what's my damage on shocking grasp going to be?
It's usually 5d6 unless you have some way of enhancing that, in which case it's going to be 10d6.
Oh, it's a crit.
No, because it's a crit, it's 10d6, but you have no way of going above 5d6, which is the typical cap, right? You don't have Intensify spell.
So I can't double it,
Yeah.
even though it's a crit and that doubles damage.
Yeah, it doubles the... Yeah, it doubles it.
To 10d6, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, cool. I was confused.
My apologies. There's a meta magic feat called...
Yeah,
Intensify.
which lets you go above and beyond
Correct.
on your basic attacks.
Correct. Because you're
Yeah.
a basic bitch, yes.
Yeah, thanks. Cool. Fuck you. Right, okay, what's the best way to roll damage on this? Let me just roll my crit damage first for melee weapon attack,
Sure.
which is that one.
Does this already incorporate the +2?
Yes, yeah.
Beautiful. So it's 23 points of
And
damage.
then shocking
Jesus Christ.
Grasp. Can I just roll shocking grasp twice? Will that do it? Do you mind if I roll shocking grasp twice, or do you want me to just slash roll?
Do you want to drop 5 twice, or do you want to see the big boom of 10?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay, slash roll 10d. What is it? 10d6.
Let me shrink this off the screen so that we can enjoy it. There we go.
10d6. Okay. Slash roll 10d6.
So nice.
So many
Fuck.
rolls, so many ones.
But now
Still.
here's a real question here. How does electricity harm this creature?
Very well
Actually,
is the
it
answer
does-
to that, Scott. I'm
it
glad you
does-
asked me.
It does full damage. So you heard it. You bash it down. Anything else to your turn? Ouch. God damn it. You guys are being very effective. If only I could have swallowed you. Ah.
I got very
damn it,
lucky on
if I
that.
could
Can I
have swallowed
free
you,
flight
it'd be
this
so much
yet?
better.
Well, not that I am going. I don't want to actually. I'm flying.
You moved, so you can't.
You know
Yeah,
the fun
cool.
part of swallowing you is?
Scott, you told me the other night.
Had I swallowed you, you would have taken half all the damage that he took. I could have killed
That's
you in my
cruelty.
stomach. I could have killed you in my stomach.
And no one would have known until afterwards when
And
Wherein's
then
corpse
I
came
definitely
up.
would have attacked. I definitely would have attacked Valorant next because he's an easy squishy. He would have died second. I could have had one be the only one to rule. Oh well.
Is it my turn now?
It is unfortunately your turn.
Yeah, that's just like, I've had enough of your shit. He's like, is it my turn now, bitch?
Technically
Oh, no,
speaking,
he's-
if you're making a melee attack where you were standing, Tesh, you could actually, with a -4, because a hard cover, you can actually attack there. So the -4
Poke
for
him
hard
out-
cover
poke
plus,
him on the corner
plus
with your
2
stick.
for flanking. It's
This is a -2.
And then-
I'm up for taking that. That's fine.
So you're not you're just gonna do something else.
He's just gonna move. Yep, go for it.
Cool.
So it's not a -2 now, basically.
He's not doing a melee attack now. He's just
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to do Rallying Cry. And that's actually not, I just realized I haven't updated that. Half is actually 2 rounds. So, because it rounds down, doesn't it?
Correct. Always.
Yeah, so 2 rounds, you get a +1 morale bonus on damage, and that's everyone.
Okay. Let's just
Attack rolls and damage rolls. Nice. And that's
just
your
check
standard
that out.
action. Can you say what your rallying call is?
It would be, it'd be a cry, but it would be not anger, not sort of like a mournful.
I'm not saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So why don't we do your what's your name there? You do your rallying call, like you said. Is there anything else that you do with it?
Give old teeth out a good slap on the tush.
No, I can't do it this turn, but I'm going to buff him next turn.
Okay. Then nothing with your swift. Then we're gonna go to that
Oh,
creature's turn.
look at
I don't have any swift turn stuff except for the shield.
Look at Percy.
Oh, you sleep.
Jake's dog, you heartless monster. Look at him. He's proper conked out. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
sleeping.
cute.
The creature says, as it stands there, it says, I have lost this battle. I can feel my being, whatever it is on the brink of being destroyed by such powerful foes as you. I've never known such power, and
He's
yet
trying to hit me.
I've never known such power, and yet you defeat it so easily. Might I make a request before you ends this thing that I've become? I don't know if anybody just straight up attacks it.
No,
like,
I'd
more or less,
listen
let's
to what this
continue
man
on.
has to say.
Or
Yeah,
is it one of those like hold back and
it's tense. He did just try and eat
pressed
some of that.
pause. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone pressed pause on the combat. We're all just like, what do we?
may I die on the balcony that stands outside this keep? May I die looking over the lands that are mine?
I'm going to say,
No.
from one ruler to another, your rule has ended. These are our lands now, and I will.
Okay, so
Swing.
so because you're saying no, I will then, of course, because I was doing this for reaction, he will attack. He'll, be like, he'll nod, and it's not like an angry nod. He nods actually understandingly, like, I get it. And then he's actually going to use the disengage option, which means the first square that he's standing in does not provoke any attack of opportunity. I believe. So let me do Pathfinder disengage to make sure withdraw. It's actually called, I believe. Combat withdraw. Let me make sure I can read this correctly for how much I can get away with.
How much I can get away with? He's doing it like he's running.
Full round action. When you withdraw, you can move double your speed. The square you start out in is not considered threatened. So more or less, this square right here is not a threatened square. So there's no attack of opportunity from wherein or from
But
one
if-
in this square. He is going to make a. Technically speaking, it's a bull rush, doesn't he? I can't do that because his enemy's in front of me. Never mind. He's going to bull rush attempt. My apologies. Never mind. I have to change my attention here. My intention here. He's going to bull rush. Yes, he has improved. It's not going to provoke. So
You know what I should have done? I should
20 plus.
I should have been doing my information things. on
Don't
every
forget his
stage.
-2 as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Where the hell
Jake
are
has
you?
no mercy.
So he's gonna overrun bull rush, whatever it is. He's gonna push easily past Heathgart here, kind of like shunting him to the side. That moves forward. This does provoke an attack of opportunity, not for doing that, but because of the fact that he's moving forward. This
Moving.
provokes from Wherein, not from you yet. One.
I slash. It wasn't a crit.
It
I
was
rolled a 3.
okay. I have to make that roll again. This is against Valorant. Okay, I easily hit Valorant. Valorant goes flying backwards as I'm going to continue moving forward. One, you get your attack of opportunity against him.
Brain the boy.
I was so hoping that one. I saw one, and I was literally like Craigasm, like.
Please clip that. Clip that right now. Just clip just that.
No, or just fill chat with Craigasm. Just fill chat with Craigasm.
Yeah, that's also good.
that's
I'll
fine.
accept that. Also clip it.
So rallying cry gives me a +2 to damage.
+1.
+1 to chance hit damage.
Oh yeah. Okay, so +1, so it's +11. Yep.
1. Describe it.
So after he says that, and the creature acknowledges him, and he
just smashes Heathgart with one arm, and Heathgart goes flying, stumbles to the side several steps, like it was a hard hit. Goes up and literally just gives like a shove to Valorant. Valorant legit flies off of his feet and goes backwards and boom against the wall behind him, smacking the back of his head, ringing in his ears. Now my heart is tickled.
Yeah, and as he smashes Valorant out of the way, and he goes to keep running, Grishka's hand comes up with this massive axe, and he comes down with like an overhand chop, and just goes straight into the creature's skull, and probably splits down.
I'll say it
into
splits
his-
right down from behind the entire back of his head with this massive axe, because it's a large size, all the way through to between the actual eyebrows itself. Is like an axe splitting between the eyes. So it's like it's like one of these. That'd be the vision he has. And from there, and the weight of the blow kind of like buckles his knees. He takes another step forward, and then with the second attempt at a step forward, he actually kind of falls down. That step like kind of crumbles his legs, crumble under his legs, and he falls down to a knee. And he looks up at Valorant and says, "Roll well," and then falls forward, and just kind of like lies there, dead, re-dead, dead again. He's dead again.
Yeah, that one.
We should dismember the creature. I don't know if anything in this area with this magic pool that brings people back to life could do anything here.
This isn't the Barren Lands.
And we don't know what this creature's capabilities are if we
He's
left
right.
it.
Although I suspect that sunlight would have an effect of destroying it. If we take it out of here, this area is what was sustaining it as well.
Rain would look at the crypt. Surely we could put him to rest.
Maybe we could bury him in front of the keep on the land that was once his.
Under the
Although,
sky.
in what he was saying to me earlier, I do not think he deserves this kindness.
I suppose we can give him one last chance to see the sky. I agree with not letting him onto the balcony, however, friends. I think that would have been quite the risk.
I
He
agree.
did try quite hard to eat me.
Would you like to look away?
Perhaps you could just remove the head.
Okay, and I'll do it.
You remove the head, and as you lift the head from its, withered and straw-like hair, you can literally see, as you're lifting it up, there's like an ash that's falling out of it. I mean, it's not a slight sprinkle, but a good amount's coming out the bottom. You get the impression, based off the ash coming out of the wounds and out of the base of the head, there's no blood at all, right? Not even coagulated blood being just ash. From the base of the neck that's still attached to the body, the ash coming out of it. This thing is breaking down. I mean,
In seeing that,
not so much is going to be gone in seconds, but it is breaking
no,
down.
no. In seeing that, put him in the crypt. I have a better idea.
Okay.
Wherein would try to push open the crypt.
You go over to the crypt, and I won't lie. Raven tries to push it open. You're probably not strong enough to do so.
And then one.
It's true. Actually, I probably ought to bandage.
Yep, you're still bleeding.
I need to make a medicine check, right?
Wait, that's an affliction, right? Give me a second. Oh, then don't worry about that.
It just stops temporarily. It's just...
Yep, it means you can deal with it now if you need to, or you can deal with it later.
Okay, right. I'll deal with it while you've stopped it bleeding, so I don't bleed to death.
Yeah. Okay, then once he's in, is one able to move the thing?
Scott.
One is easily able to move it. Yep.
Okay, so once he's in and fully in, I'm gonna cast. I can cast that 3 times. I'll cast it as many times, just into the crypt with him inside it.
So you just burn it inside of its sarcophagus instead of carrying the head out?
Yeah.
So you just move the body in there. You place the head at the top of the body, lie it down,
Yeah.
and you just stand over it and just...
Pretty much, yeah.
Same as I said beforehand, its body is very resistant to fire. So it's not that your fire doesn't hurt it. It doesn't burn it. It does. But it's not... It's like as soon as you stop with the casting of a spell, the flames do not catch anywhere on the body. It just immediately goes out. Similar to like if you were trying to like burn metal. Like, yeah, you can burn metal and you can even make it glow hot, and it does have an impact on it, but it doesn't just like catch fire, not very easily. So anyways, after 3 castings, you definitely accelerate the decomposition that's happening.
I can actually do 2 more. So.
Sure. After all 5 castings, you can see it's literally just sitting there as a pile of ash. The ash that was already breaking down into, and also this charred version of an ash, like the white kind of ashy stuff. That stuff usually falls to when you burn it, right at the bottom of, like, say, a fire pit or whatever. And so it's just ash that sits inside the crypt.
Although you may not have done good in life, you did create the martyr. Let us pray that her compassion reaches you wherever you are.
Roll me, as the 3 of you are standing over the crypt. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Fucking hell.
One's just like owl head, just turns like 180.
This giant, like half orc, more orc now. It's just like.
Inside the ash, it's actually 1. You see something poking out of inside the ash, and that's actually made out of metal. Not sure what it is, but you can see it looks like maybe it's a strand or the like.
I'll pick it up.
I love the reaction. The face.
So you reach down, you grab the thing, whether it be with you're probably with your gloved hand, right? I imagine your large sizeness is starting to wear down at this point or whatever.
Yeah.
You grab the thing.
The excitement's beginning to fade.
And you.
I can actually drop it. So I imagine I would drop it now that that's over.
Sure. And you no longer needs the vantage point for while you're burning it. So you pick the thing up, and it's a golden chain. that looks like, probably he would have worn it. But at the bottom of that golden chain is a strange-looking vial that's sitting there. It's the shape, at least, of a vial, and certainly has. It seems like a screw top stopper of a vial. But the whole thing is completely made out of gold. You can't see inside to see if there is a liquid powder or something inside of it. You can't see that, but it's stopped. And
So as I lift it up, I would say, can you detect anything off this? And he's still holding it in his hand.
I will use detect magic.
I will use detect fiendish presence.
Can I have a look at that? I assume it's giving off magic.
It is magical in nature. I did bump up my volume just a smidge more. Hopefully that helps. Recently, I've been trying to turn down my gain to stop for the loud peaking and whatnot. So this is going to be an ongoing thing as I figure it out. But you do actually detect the presence of magic. I need a knowledge arcana to see if you can detect what kind it is.
Okay. Is it pinging? There we go.
Oh.
And I actually didn't see the result yet. What was it, sir? Oh, natty 20.
28.
Jesus. Okay. You can actually.
Do you want to luck it and try and get over 30?
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Then I'll get more information. Nope, never mind.
Okay.
That's fine.
Don't forget too that prayer is still here. So.
Oh, so I would have had.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. That's fine. 31. Over 30.
So yeah,
That's a little troll.
You notice immediately that it's necromantic energies that are here. But at the same time, there was clearly some amount of necromantic energy that was on this creature before. So maybe this thing definitely is resonating with necromantic energy. Makes you concerned at first. I imagine you furrow your brow, look a little bit closer into it, with a total of 31. You come to the realization there's also some universal, general, basic magics on this too. Huh. There's a permanent seed necromantic spell in here. A little bit further investigation. It's easiest to find as gentle repose.
Ah, nice.
Stops his body from decomposing.
I imagine this scene like the one from Lord of the Rings where they're on the thing about to destroy the ring and Balrog's like, destroy it! Grushka!
No.
And he's just like, no. And then turns and walks away.
No, because that's I would explain what it is. So it's just
that was just a joke anyway.
The only fiendish presence is your soul, Neil.
Wow! Whoa! Look at my little cat's butt.
Well,
I'm gonna throw that on you.
Erin popped by in chat. I suppose that was the fiendish presence that you detected.
Anyway.
we Erin. Here you go. I need there we go, a backdrop you can actually see.
Well, it is done.
It is. We should tell Nantara.
Just a second, I'm going through my items. I just want to check something. Nope. Okay. Then I guess we should go to the map room.
Let us close the crypt. This creature wanted redemption. Whether or not it was deserving was not our decision. However, this was retribution. Think now on how this felt, because we may well be soon having to mete out justice to another creature who wants redemption. Wherein would sheath his sword.
your characters are going to turn to walk out of the room, and with that, we are going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll see what is happening next. Be back momentarily,
Wow,
ladies
no
and
way,
gentlemen.
Is it you?
Boys, gals, and girls. See you shortly. Bye-bye.
Look at my cat.
Hey everybody! So we're just waiting for Neil to finish. I mean, he's probably pooping, honestly. And the longer that we have to sit there and wait for Neil to return, because he's been gone for, God, how long has this break been going on for? While we're waiting for Neil to return, I want you to know what it is that is transpiring here on the back end.